What's good, family? Shout out to my doggy, Howie Russell, for staying loyal with your man, the YB Patreon coins, 100%. So, as you man have seen by the title, Deontay Wilder and his team have finally broken their silence on his comeback. And this is the following leak from Team Wilder. Wilder's manager, Shelley Winkle, tells Planet Sport they are keeping tabs on the winner of Usyk and Jon Stewart and the future of Tyson Fury. Deontay Wilder is exploring his options and has offers to fight outside of America and the UK, claims Shirley Winkle. Wilder's manager refused to confirm who he would fight next, but instantly ruled out Derek Chisora and said Robert Helenius was unlikely to be next. Derek Chisora, he just edged a life and death split decision over Kubrat Oldlev. No way, Winkle exclusively told Planet Sport. Winkle did, however, confirm that the Bronze Bomber will return later this year and is targeting the winner of the rematch between Alexander Usyk and Anthony Jon Stewart. Maybe the winner of Usyk and Jon Stewart. I don't know what Fury is doing, ? Maybe if Jon Stewart wins, it's a huge fight in the UK between those two. There's so many intangibles, so we're looking to see what happens in that fight, Usyk and Jon Stewart. I don't care what Fury says. We're waiting to see what he really wants to do. Because if he wants to fight the winner, then he's going to get it. But after that, where are the top guys? There's only 4 real top guys in the heavyweights right now. Usyk, Jon Stewart, Fury and Wilder. Oh, so peak for Bomillion shite, and rightfully so. Asked if Wilder, who suffered successive defeats to Fury in 2020 and 2021, would be holding out for one of the other 3 heavyweights for his boxing return, Winkle added, I'm looking at everything and we're going to be making our decision, but we're not there yet. We've gotten several calls, I don't know how real they are, from the outside of the US and the UK, and we're checking those out. Then once, if any, of those are real, that'll dictate another opponent. So there you go then. We just heard there from Team Wilder. And I gotta be honest, I'm happy. Now Winkle himself even mentioned there was some talking of Helenius. Now Helenius, for you man who don't know, Helenius has actually been pretty busy with it. In fact, wasn't Helenius in Wilder's camp? But Helenius, he ended up smoking, what's that Polish Don's name? Some Polish cat who was on the up and up at the time. Everyone was hyping about him. At the time, no word of a lie, at the time. The guy's name. Forgot the guy's name, but either way. In fact, no, not either way. Let's check out Robert. Scrap it anyway, man. Listen. For a long time, everyone was gassing this Polish Don. This guy. Kanowski, that's it. Adam Kawanowski. Yeah? Adam Kawanowski. Adam Kawanowski. Wilder don't want nothing to do with Adam Kawanowski. Adam Kawanowski. Honestly, man, the hype was crazy. Adam Kawanowski. YB, Adam Kawanowski. Yeah, I don't know what it is, but whenever a Euro bum gets somewhere, people will get gassed. Kawanowski. 2-2s. Helenius went in there and literally boxed his earlobes off. His earlobes were dancing on the ring, 100%. Boxed them off. And then they had a rematch, because obviously the hype was honestly crazy. Everyone was talking about Wilder vs Kawanowski at one point in time. For about 2 years, it was huge hype. People were even saying, Wilder's knocking Kawanowski. Honestly, Wilder would knock Kawanowski out in one punch. He's that kind of guy. No defense having us. He reminds me actually of a worse version of the other Don. What's the UK one that Eddie Hearn's got? Another Euro cat. And he fights under Dillian White. And he goes in and he balls them big shots around. What's his name? Forgot the guy's name, but you know what I'm talking about. It's that same kind of style, that Euro kind of style. Go in there, chin down, elbows, not super high, but go in there and start winging shots. But anyway, Wilder and Kawanowski, they was linked and whatever else, 2-2s. Helenius comes in, beats him once, everyone says, it was a mistake. Hellenius rematches Kalinowski and does a even better job in the rematch. Proper pieces him up. And I can't lie to you, after seeing, because Hellenius in my book was written off after he had an absolute whopper of a performance against Bumillion Shite. Yeah, Kalinowski went life and death with Bumillion Shite, and I wrote him off. But seeing how he tooled up Kalinowski, that was proper. I mean, maybe we were given. The thing is, when you've been hearing about someone for so long, Kalinowski, you think they're worth something, but for all we know, he was always a bum. So, really, have them 2 wins over Kalinowski vindicated Hellenius? We don't know, but still, he looked pretty sharp. Well, is that a good comeback fight for Wilder? Why not? That said, as you've heard it from Wilder's team, they're saying, listen, we ain't even trying to hear about Kalinowski. We want the winner, AJ and Usyk. But they are right. Ultimately, Fury is going to get what he wants. Yeah, I just hope and pray. Don't forget, people, what happened in 2021. Oh, Fury, I want this fight. I want that. Yeah, I don't want to hear about that. Yeah? Because, God forbid, yeah, Fury has actually retired and he's planning on just fucking about for another year. In as much as, oh yeah, AJ. Or let's say AJ wins or whoever wins, yeah. I really hope Fury don't try playing no games like, got no real intention, but let me fanny around and get involved. You know what he's like. He can't help himself. I really worry, yeah, that Tyson Fury has no intention of fighting. He might just get in there, keep his name in the press, hype it all up, and then, you know what I mean? That's what I'm worried about at the moment. Because the things he's doing, not getting rid of his belt, but claiming he's retired, what's the upside there? I don't understand that. Yeah, if you're retired, drop the belt and move on. But the fact he's reluctant and wants to cling on to the belt, what else does he want to cling on? No doubt he wants to cling on to the headlines and cling on to the big fights come in. No, it's not actually. I'm told you guys I'm retired. Honestly, I wouldn't be shocked at all if Tyson Fury spends 6 months messing people around for 6 months, yeah, and then says, I don't know what you got your hopes up for. I told you I was retired, and then drops the belt after 6 months. That's what I don't want to hear, yeah. And if honestly, anyone involved, and the problem is, there's so much money. Eddie Hearn's that kind of goober gopher who won't say, you know what, I'm going to give Fury a month and then move on. Eddie Hearn and AJ, they're so desperate for loads of money, yeah, they'll do it for a year. Just play around, desperate for it. Whereas people with principles would say, listen, we'll give Fury a month, and if he's still playing around, we'll move on and leave him, play his own game. They won't do that. They'll be like, don't forget, people, that's exactly what they did in 2021. Yeah, Fury messed around for 6 months, and Eddie Hearn and AJ were there with their hands open like this, begging for 6 months, and they got messed around with. And I was saying at the time, move on with your own career and focus on your own career. No, we want the money, YB. And what happened? Not focused, got your wig pushed back by some little dude. That's what happened. Yeah, don't be that guy. But anyway, it's all relevant to this Wilder situation. And that's what I'm saying. That's what YB, why are you turning on Fury? No, Fury turning on himself. Yeah? Fury won me over massively in that Dillian White fight. But whatever has happened since has been dead. Yeah? And even what's making me even more kind of vicious is the fact that Fury's actions right now don't just impact him. You see Wilder there, and that's one of the key things I've been saying for the last few months. YB, leave Fury alone. No, not leave Fury alone. I care about the sport of boxing first over any man. I told you before, I ain't no one's man fan. Some of you cats love to suck certain dudes off. That's not me. I love the sport first. And on that basis, I don't want to play these weird games with Fury for 6 months, in which time it means we lose fights like, for all we know, if Fury's effed off, we can get Wilder versus AJ, or Wilder versus Usyk. Do you understand? It's not just Fury here. It's not the Fury show. Now, great, if Fury wants to stay, I've been the first one saying he should stay. What we're not going to do is play this game where it's just weird, man. I've never seen anything like it. People begging to be wanted, but don't want to do what they're supposed to be doing, essentially. I want the fans to want me, but I don't really want it. Odd. I'm not trying to hear that. I'm trying to see people go. And that's why, to some extent, I do respect Wilder. Because Wilder, I know he hasn't got a belt in all fairness, but still, Wilder, he doing what he's doing, and he leaving it as that. Do you know what I'm saying? He ain't holding. And who knows? And in all fairness to Wilder, when he was champion, yeah, he was the bum slayer, but he wouldn't be doing, would he? Oh, I'm retired. Oh, I'm still here. Oh, I'm retired. I'm still here. Yeah, you know what I mean? For the most part, he'd be fighting pretty regular. He wouldn't be playing weird games. Oh, I might go away, I might stay. He wasn't doing that. So I shouldn't really be praising that. That's what you're supposed to do. That's the bottom of the world today. We get, as the public, as Joe Public, we get treated so badly as such. We have to be grateful for people doing what they're supposed to do as a champion. Yeah? You're supposed to be active and fight. I mean, thanks Wilder for actually fighting with your belt. Okay, no, but that's Fury for you. Fury don't want to fight, but wants to hold the belt up. I got the belt, but I don't want to fight. Oh, weird, super duper weird. And the worst thing is, you've even got man fans backing that. Yeah, YB, Fury. Yeah, Fury's right to have the belt and hold it all up. Wow. Yeah, wow. I'm sorry, I don't get that at all. Yeah, I don't understand that whatsoever. Oh, YB, if Fury wants to hold the belt for a year and not do nothing with it, that's what he's right to do that. Wow, certain dudes proper love giving certain man top. Yeah, listen, it's 2022, yeah? I'm all for rainbow flag dons. Yeah, you dons who love to, who love to give big burly man top. That's good for you, man. I'm just saying, we ain't trying to see that. Yeah, if you want to top Tyson Fury off, but do it in your own time. 100%. Anyway, bottom line is, I want to see Wilder back. The same way I'd like to see Fury back. Yeah? Who is it going to be? I don't really care at this point. I think Wilder, he actually needs a warm-up fight. You man know me, I'm not someone who advises or encourages warm-up fights, but this one, I'd like to see where we're at with Wilder. I don't really think we know where we're actually at with him now, after them kind of fights. And it's been how long now? When did they fight? They fought. It's been almost a year. Can you believe that? Time's gone quick. They fought in October. It's been 9 months. Likely it would have been a full year since Wilder's actually been in the ring. So that's rust, especially after the kind of damage he took. So I would like to see, I want to see where we're at with him. Because you never know when, I know people say, power's the last thing to go, but still, it's like 37, 38 or whatever it is. His bonds had a good rattling. Maybe it has his power gone? Do you know what I'm not saying it has, I think my base case would be his power's still there, but I would like to see him. And for all we know, if he goes in there and knocks out Helenius, and I mean, I don't want to see it for Chisora, but that fight would make some sense as a good knockout fight for Wilder. I wouldn't, as part of Team Chisora, absolutely not. But if Eddie Hearn, if Chisora wants it, give it to him. If you get what I'm saying, I'd adamantly advise against it from Chisora's welfare point of view. But that kind of fight, I mean, Team Wilder said no, but I think the Chisora fight, from a profile point of view, is bigger than Helenius. But then in the US, they'll be thinking about, in the US, the reason Wilder's team are kind of hard for Helenius is because, like I've explained at the start of the whole Kalinowski shtick, that was a big thing in the US. Like, honestly, Kalinowski was like that kind of middle guy, honestly. Kalinowski was almost like a Ruiz, Kalinowski was almost, I'd put him at the Ortiz level. Yeah, remember Ortiz back in 2017? That's how Kalinowski was. He was at that kind of level. People were calling him the boogeyman. I kid you not. People were saying Kalinowski the man, the boogeyman. People were saying he's gonna smoke AJ. Honestly, it was mad at the time. I've never seen anything like it. People was proper gassed, and the guy was pure one-dimensional. But yeah, let's see, man. All I know is, I'm ready to see some. I mean, look at all the fights we get these days with heavyweights. AJ versus Usyk, tip-tap-toe. I'm ready to see a big burly Nick knock someone out. I'm ready for that. Yeah, and fair play to Fury, he smoked on Dillian Whitepack. I mean, what about that fight? That's one thing I do find quite interesting. Team Wilder didn't even mention Dillian White fight. That would be a big fight. But they didn't even mention it, and they're both coming off a knockout loss to the same man. So I'm intrigued why they're not mentioning that, but most likely they want a warm-up. I'm all for that. Yeah, do I want to see Wilder have 5 warm-ups? Oh, to be honest, if Wilder tells us, he wants to make a real go or have a real run in the second part of his career, and he wants to fight every other month, that can happen. Yeah, if Wilder tells us, I want to get a proper run and get some real technique in my bones. And let me have, I want to fight every other month and fair play. But otherwise, I don't want to hear about, I'm going to fight 3 warm-up fights and fight once every year. Nah, that's dead. If you're going to do that, 1 warm-up and then crack on. But that's what they sound, to be fair to them, that's what they sound like they want to do. Yeah, smoke on that Hellenius pack, smoke on that mid-tier pack, and then bring in one of the big dogs as such. But I think Dillian Whyte does need to be in there. Because, in terms of fanfare, I know from Wilder probably wants the belts, but I'm sorry, Wilder versus Usyk, probably is now. But still, Wilder versus Usyk isn't that much bigger than Wilder versus Whyte. And that would, well then again, I was about to say Wilder versus Whyte would be tingling, but would it? I'd have thought that Fury versus Whyte would have been tingling in terms of build-up. That build-up was dead, so you don't even know anymore, do you? Most likely, these days, Wilder versus Whyte, they'd be like, oh, you right, mate, yeah, oh, nipple. Oh, right, mate, oh, Wilder, mate, yeah, mate. They'd be kissing each other and sucking each other off, so maybe scrapping the rest of it, you know what I'm saying? What can you do these days? All these big rivalries end up sucking each other off at the press conference before the fight. It's mad, but anyway, here we go.